Okay, here's another example of components, and specifically I want to go over these two, price relation and cascading signals. So price relation allows you to basically just take two prices and get a bunch of signals based on their relativeness to each other. So if A is above B, right, that signal comes out, below that signal comes out. These just show the signals, but all of those signals exist, whether you show them or not. And what I mean by exist is, I should say, if you go to something like this, and we pull up price relations, um, above, below, same, all of those signals exist here. So you can pull any of them up. What this does here, if you check these, it just shows them up on screen so you can see where they're happening. Um, so these are just fixed relational things, and these are transitions. As you can see, it says here, show transitions. And there are four channels. So if you look down here, you get these double bars showing you the beginning of a new channel. And probably the only thing here that's not, I don't know, super obvious, because I think all this is really pretty obvious. So I'm not going to go too in depth in it or spend too much time on it. This one here, if you check use, but you don't actually want to use something here, you want to use a fixed number, you can check this as well. So this overrides this, and maybe I'll put the word override here. And now instead of using this value that you've sourced here, it's going to use this fixed value here. So see, we got zero trades because that was not a good idea. Um, so just keep that in mind. You can put any value in here you want. And now above means this is above whatever this fixed value is, or this is below whatever fixed value you put in here for the other signal and so on. So just keep that in mind, that that's a thing. And now you're going to see something interesting. Even though I unchecked that and we have some trades up here, this doesn't come back. That's kind of one of those little gotchas of TradingView that's happened very recently. Um, Nothing I can do about it. The easiest way to get around is just to click anywhere else and back again, and your picture comes back. The cascading signals is a pretty interesting one, pretty colorful too. Got some nice little colors going on there. Try to make each channel slightly different, so you could tell one from the other, but my view is there's so many colors anyway, you can't tell one from the other. You're not going to remember what color goes to what. Fortunately, you don't look at everything at once, so it doesn't really matter. So the way this works is really simple. You have a couple of inputs, and first of all, you create your inputs. So I've said I want a number one, I have that, number two, I have that, and nothing on the other 8. And so here I've said, look, the 1 and 2 that I do have a signal on, I'm going to pick up the external 1. So 1, 1, external 2, 2, 2. Very simple stuff. And I'm not going to do anything with the reset. And now basically what it does is that when it gets this signal, after this signal, you get a pulse. You get something to say, hey, it happened. It's really simple, but you got a couple of nice little rules. Here you can say, hey, I only want it to be true if it's weighted, if we wait 2 bars and then we get a signal, but no more than 100 bars. And obviously you can change these numbers to whatever you want, or you can turn these rules off and then leave it forever, but that would be kind of silly because I can't imagine one signal being coming after the other 2000 bars later being valid for any reason. So I would always use these rules in some way. The reset, it's probably rarely going to be used, but when you do need it, you're going to be very happy it's there. And the way that works is, let's suppose I have some other signal coming in here. I'll assume we'll go to the next one, 3, and I say, hey, I want number 3 here. I'm not going to select it because I don't want this to go away again. Then what will happen is, if it detects a signal here and it's waiting for number 2 because number 1 signal has already happened, a signal here will reset it and we'll go back to waiting for number 1 again. So this is exactly what it says. It's resetting the sequence, which can be very, very useful. This here, sorry, you have up to 5 channels, but here's the cool thing. Let's suppose you want to put 3 things in a row. What you can do on A is instead of picking up one of these external things, you can say, I want the output of number 1. So now the output of this sequence is going into here. And you can say, then I want that to, I want, say, I don't know, number 4 here. So we have something coming out of number 4. I want number 4 to come after whatever comes out of here. So now you've put 3 things in sequence. And so if you can have 2 here and 5 channels in total, you can have 6 things in sequence. So more than I think anybody would ever need, but someone will prove me wrong, I'm sure. That's pretty much everything. If you need a summary that's a lot more concise than me rambling on, here's the how-to, nice little bullet points and some wording in there. Still pretty long, just make it is detailed enough where it should tell you everything. And that's it. So let's see, I'm not doing the and/or signal router because I've already done that in the sample 1 in pretty good detail. But the price relations and the cascading signals, I think, were important because they're things that are used quite often. And thank you.